Walking Point. I've walked some point. Nothing like it. I remember the music stopping. It was 1967, maybe 1967, December 28th. But I knew if I went to Vietnam, I could set the world straight. Aaron Neville sang, "Tell it like it is," but nobody told it like it was. We assumed our leaders told the truth, but there wasn't a just cause. Aretha got a little respect with "I'd never loved a man the way that I love you." I'd pack up, but I couldn't understand. The Turtle said she'd rather be with me. Sonny and Cher said the beat goes on. Star Trek was still going strong as I was heading for the great unknown. But I remembered I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Funny how songs belong. I guess I had more guts than sense. It was urgent that I get to Nam. The government spared no expense. They bought me a ticket for an aeroplane. I ain't got time to take no fast train. But nobody waited back home, and I wouldn't be home soon. I wouldn't hear the Rascals grooving on a Sunday afternoon. I heard the green, green grass of home. Didn't hear All You Need Is Love by the Beatles. I was looking for booby traps as I walked on pins and needles. There was no music at all for 3 months or so. It would be intermittent or not at all for years. Little did I know. Later, the war was memorialized by songs that stirred the soul. But we didn't have a soundtrack, leaving millions of stories never told. I could have identified with Bob and Jimmy's all along the watchtower as I stood watch in a foxhole, waited for the ambush hour after hour. There must be some kind of way out of here, says the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Later I'd feel Marvin Gaye and his soulful "What's Going On?" Meanwhile in Vietnam, lives were gone and minds were blown. It would be 1970 when Edwin Starr would sing about war. What is it good for? Yeah, absolutely nothing. Still it's glorified with painted black. But first, find my mind. We got to get out of this place. Suicide is painless was written in '69. Our lingo was full of foobars, like Walking Point. So many days and a wake-up call is when we get out of this joint. It's a casual term, isn't it? Walking Point. Let me go first. Be sure to put in some halazone tablets if you're going to quench your thirst. Walking Point. I should call in sick. Tomorrow might be better for me. Just want to dodge bouncing Betty, or maybe a sniper in a tree. John Fogerty wrote, "Run through the jungle and fortunate son for the soldiers, but against the hawks who would never carry a gun." I wish I had had a soundtrack, especially when I was walking point. Should have had a soundtrack for getting back. Maybe my nose wouldn't be out of joint. James Brown was kicking it in 66. It's a man's world. But there's nothing, nothing, not one thing without a woman or a girl. For all the people who serve and never swerve, for all those who watch each other's back, and those who are always walking point. There ought to be a kicking soundtrack. That would be nice, yeah.